Alright everyone, JP the Third with you from VNs Now, back again with more Silence the Pedant. I kind of mentioned this in a previous video, but we might as well go back over it here. So, they didn't release the full demo. That's the short version. The slightly long version is that they're releasing the entire demo in pieces. So what we played last week, and I know I'm dating it, but the first run of it, parts 1 through 3, was day 1. You heard it in my voice when we finished, like, wait, that's it? No, that wasn't it. Apparently they had a bigger plan, so they've just released day 2 earlier this week. And to my understanding, they're supposed to be releasing part 3 Saturday or Sunday, I think. I don't have my notes right in front of me. My handy notes, always useful. But the point is that as long as they're releasing parts of this thing, I will continue to do it because I want to see if they address my deep-rooted fears with this game. So, where we last left off, she cried herself to sleep. So let's see what is awaiting Ritona today. Oh, already morning. Go, go, go. There it is. It feels like it just won't let up lately. Whenever I sleep, I have strange dreams. I'd rather not think about it anymore, so I just shut it away. That aside, what was that sound last night? I haven't been sleeping well for a while now. Has it gotten so bad that I'm hearing things? Something I once overheard crosses my mind. When you only do the same thing every day for a long time, your brain starts to produce hallucinations just for a different stimulus. That is highly possible. Add in a constant lack of sleep, and I guess I would go a little crazy. Maybe I've been cooped up inside for too long. It might do me some good to step out once in a while. Well, now that the sun is well and fully out, let's have another look at the backyard. Alright. We are on the move. We are on the move. Oh. Our characters are aligned. Over on the other side of the fence, some sort of cloth is hanging off a branch. This isn't a place people would pass by. What is that? I guess I'm supposed to click it. Yeah? Isn't this Selfie's headband? That can't be right. Why wouldn't one of Selfie's things be lying around here? Because she came by to make sure that you weren't going batshit crazy. Like, that's pretty much, I can guarantee you that's what happened. The logical answer, it couldn't possibly be the case. Yes, her giant palace full of guards and 1,500 attendants just watching her every move. She found a way to get out. I promise you it's that, and it's going to be the sappiest thing ever. But this is clearly the headband Selfie always wears. It's a different color, though. I'm so used to seeing it, there's no mistaking it. Is there an artisan in the city who makes the exact same thing? Perhaps this was made in response to a fashion trend based on what Princess Selfie wears. Doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. I'll ask her about it the next time I see her. Maybe it's not her. But chances are it is her, and we are 100% right. Good lord, this made-up language. Michelle Vicorla. Michelle Vicorla. I'm going with that. Michelle Vicorla Ritona. Vicorla. Oh dear, you seem a little sleepy. Yeah, I was up all night. All night? Were you working on something exciting? Not really, no. Did Flora also stay so late? No, she left right after dinner. I see. It's quite rare for you to call me over so early in the morning. I was surprised when you contacted me last night. Considering the time, I presume you'll be going to Cloaks today? Yeah, Mr. Horror called me in. Is she going to scold you for skipping class too often? Unlikely. I've already attained single status, which is what I need to graduate. Not much reason for her to complain. Oh? I thought you already managed to get it before even entering Cloaks. No, I got it in my first year. Doesn't that mean you can graduate anytime you want? How come you're still enrolled? I'm assuming the death of her grandfather has something to do with it. Well, good question. Maybe moving on isn't worth the hassle. Oh, come on now, you. It must be great, Ritona. You're so cool. You're so talented. I can't believe we're the same age. It's been 2 years since I started my training as a fariner, and I still haven't made it past apprenticed. Huh, it's not often I see you down like this, Adia. The 2 others that joined at the same time as me are both doing far better than I am. I'm sure they'll get to journeyman level before I do. I see. That must be so frustrating. I'm not that upset about it. You're like, are you the person who murdered our grandfather? I'm just saying. Honestly, it's more lonely than anything. The 3 of us were always in training together. But isn't 2 years perfectly normal? The Fariner's exam needs skills in aqua, and that's the hardest of the basic craft to learn. You have to purify the water in the channels, and it has to not just be clean, but drinkable. And all while on the move. That takes serious skill. I couldn't possibly do that. Oh, you're selling yourself short again. You're the prodigy who became a single crafter at the age of 12. It's like you're just trying to make me feel better. I'm most certainly not. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be in her personality to do something like that. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. I've observed craft for cleaning and purification and understand the theory behind them just fine. But, well, they just feel so strange. Like trying to unravel hundreds of thousands of threads tangled together. It's just not meant for me. I see. Then maybe I'm not meant for this either. No matter how long I practice, it feels like I just can't get any better. It's up to you how long you're willing to spend to see if this works out. If 2 years is enough for you to reconsider, maybe it's time to start looking for something else that suits you. No, I think I'll keep at it a little longer. It's not very elegant, but thinking about things purely in black and white can make things pretty simple. Wow, Ritona, how manly. Like, excuse me, I'm very much a girl for your information. Anyways, shall we be off? That is a very, very nice shot. Point the way. So, we can go straight to where we're going, which is not the bar. We can go straight to Cloaks, or we can stop at Melpot's for a little bit and get that blanket back to her. Why does this game gotta look so good? This is what I hate about the fall series. Random aside, I hate that it looks this good, and I usually have to just punch it in the face repeatedly because the story is just not up to par. It's just, And I know I had a couple of comments in previous videos saying that it excels in the narrative. It really doesn't. That's another story for another day. We're hoping for good things from this one, but I mean, just look at like the park in the middle of the big spire. This is like perfect JRPG visuals. This is right up there. So here's hoping, but let's take a pit stop. To Melpot's? Yeah, can we stop there before heading over to Cloaks? There's something I want to return. What is it? There's this blanket. Blanket? Do you mean you know about it? Yes, Flora had it yesterday. I see. The design on it isn't something you can ever unsee, is it? That it is. We're here. Very good. I'll wait for you here then. Lady Melpot's in charge of the textiles in the section where I live, near the foot of the castle. She's been helping me out for as long as I can remember. She's an expert in clothes who can tailor up dress and work outfit for anyone, young or old, man or woman. In fact, she does the tailoring for the royal family and nobility, the seamstress Melpot. I grew up without a mother figure in the family, so she's like an aunt to me. She's a wonderful woman whose one flaw is that she can be a bit too meddlesome. Yeah, sounds like a typical aunt. Am I regretting going in there right now? Still, I haven't dropped by here in so long. I'm sure she has a lot to say to me. This blanket couldn't be anything but a manifestation of that. This is a little awkward. Here we go! Sergio, how can I... Sergio, it's been a while. Ritona, you finally showed up! It's been so long! Well, I don't really need textiles very often. So you say, but you had Flora get you a blanket yesterday, didn't you? Goodness, you ought to at least run your own errands. So you really did give me a weird blanket on purpose. Were you the one who made that? Of course. Who else could pull off such an eccentric design? That design is dangerous. I feel intimidated just looking at it. Well, of course. I made sure to imbue it with cursed mana so I could summon you here. And you actually showed up. I suppose it was worth making a deal with... Sekel? Sekel? Who's Sekel? Don't bring in curses and demons for something this silly. Hold on, I'm curious. Would this be on the Malone? Yeah, here it is. Miscellaneous. Secuel, the Avatar agreed from one of rugs and hides fairy tales. Comes up often when criticizing materialistic or monetary greed. Okay. About what I expected. Oh, they got a bug to fix the thing. I mean, they got a fix on the bug. My brain is... I've had a long Friday. Do not judge me. My brain is working backwards. Sometimes. Let's just move on. Don't bring in curses and demons for something this silly. But you haven't shown your face here at all. It's been ages since you last came. I hope you're making sure you're wearing a fresh pair of undies. It's not like you notice when yours get all sweaty after getting used all the time, you know? I swear. I expected an uncomfortable conversation. I don't think anybody expected it to get this uncomfortable. I swear, I just can't help but worry about you. You know, I am still a girl, right? It's not normal to talk about underwear in public so brazenly. Oh, don't be silly. What kind of girl your age stays cooped up at home all day practicing mana craft? How does that have anything to do with my age? Besides, I've been taking care of your clothes since you were a little runt. Don't lecture me about your underwear. Maybe get in a relationship or two first before you start talking to me about being a lady. We had this coming. We've known we've had this coming, but I will give credit to the writing for being a little bit more naturalistic and organic. This is I've heard these conversations before with female members of my family. Don't ask me how I've heard them. Family conversations can get loud, but it feels natural. I have to fall in love before I can talk about being a lady? What kind of logic does your brain run on? Oh, here we go again. I swear children these days are just all talk. The way things stand, you're not going to find a partner for a long, long time. Weren't you shy about this kind of stuff when you were a young girl? Or is that so long ago that you've already forgotten? When I was a young girl, we were so busy with the restoration from the war, that was the furthest thing from my mind. I was busy making clothes and looking after the fine gentlemen whose arms were torn off and inner spilling out. Everyone there was looking for some respite, as they desperately fought for their lives. There's no room for being shy. Miss Melpot just laid bare her extremely dark youth. So, what are you getting at anyway? You still don't get it. I'm worried. About my underwear? Your underwear and your meals and how you're doing in cloaks and your future. Maybe you've lost sight of yourself, you know? I'm working on it. That sounds familiar. I wonder. You're smelling a little sweaty here. I'm leaving. By the way, you wanted a new blanket, didn't you? Just send me back that cursed one. You're really calling it a cursed blanket? Ah! What's wrong? I forgot to bring it. See? You must be out of it because you've become a shut-in. No, I'm not. And I'm sure I had it a moment ago. Oh, this is perfect. I'll give you a new one, but only if you bring the old one back. What? Why? Why not just give me a new one now? I'll make sure to bring it back. But you know, your tab here is already a blanket's worth of textile marked. I won't give you a new one till you return the other one. I'm already running a tab just for a blanket. But filing a claim would be even more trouble. Oh, come now. If I don't come up with a reason to force you to come back, I won't be seeing you in a while, will I? Come see me again with that blanket. What's the point of coming here? To get chewed out. Because you deserve it. Alright. Shouldn't we hit the cloak soon? Yeah, we could go by the bar, but we're not. We're gonna go ahead and go over to where we're supposed to be going. Nice. Cloaks. Queen Reagan rugs and Queen Reagan rugs and hides. Say that 6 times fast. The second ruler of the country established its military education institution for the development and teaching of battlecraft. It has a distinguished past from when it focused on close quarters battlecraft. For a long time, it was the one and only institution of its kind in the entire alliance. Back then, it apparently developed and taught simplified versions of battlecraft invented and used by Queen Reagan herself on the battlefield. Is that Reagan or Regan? I'm going with Reagan. Most don't realize it nowadays, but it's generally agreed on in academia that the creation of cloaks was what cemented Ruxenhide's military might. Even now, the institution still conducts training of military personnel. But apart from that, it's also involved in research for agricraft, medical craft, as well as subjects for history, to monoculture, to non-craft, to philosophy, and religion. The elites of many different fields gather here and contribute to the prosperity of Ruxenhide and the Alliance. Oh, it's Miss Laura. Rainvasta. Yes, it's quite rare for you to call. Where are you right now? Right, I'm at Cloaks in front of the main gate. So you're already there. Actually, it seems like I'll be a bit late. I probably could have ran by the bar then, dang. Just head over to my office ahead of me and wait for me there. I set up the lock to open with your signature too. Ah, I see, understood. Miss Lahore is running late? That's odd. Is trouble brewing? They may have figured out who attacked our grandfather in that ship. Seeing as she set the lock to open with my signature, did she expect to run late? Normally this place is completely locked down. Not that I've ever tried going in, of course. It's been a while since I've been in Miss Laura's office. What a mess, as usual. She always did have trouble cleaning up. We are not one to talk. I wonder what I can mess with in this office. I'm not getting a... You can touch... Ooh, there. It's a water... That's a water bottle? The cooling sediment inside releases a vivid light. No, I'm thirsty. But I probably shouldn't just drink from this. What's this book? Life hack. Double the output of your cooling sediment with this simple trick. What is Miss Laura up to? She must be really into this. I have a pet peeve with using, and I understand this is basically a modern. It's 2017 in a magical society, basically, but I still have issues with it. We're using our lingo for a world that wouldn't use it. I'm guessing. I don't know. These are some tools for sediment inspection. The device can fill sediment with a certain proportion of mana, as well as check the quality of the sediment itself. It's filled with aqua mana and glows brightly. Considering she has a bottle of water next to it, maybe she's making cooling sediments with it. Miss Lahora does love a good cold glass of water. Regardless of what people say or how strict she is, having glanced at her daily articles bring you some peace of mind. It's a water bottle. The cooling sediment, okay. See, now I'm just curious about cooking stuff because of the egg. What is this? A reference book on offensive craft, it seems. There's something about using the minimal amount of mana needed for a bless with the maximum amount of synergy? Shaping mana into a pentagram. This is the first time I've heard of this. Let's see. Shaping mana, timing, quantity, and ratio. What? In theory, by having 5 people shaping the mana as given above, it is possible to achieve a level of synergy that can eradicate not just rocks, but even steel. Yeah, getting someone to shape that mana with such perfect timing like that is humanly impossible. And to do it with 5 people? Absurd. Utterly preposterous. That sounds like, it could be a reference to 2 things. It could be a reference to the automatons in Kadia from the first game, or it could be a reference to Full Metal Alchemist, the manga and Brotherhood, where Father had to, and I'm jumping way ahead here, spoilers, Father had to shape 5 alchemists in a pentagram in order to perfectly sync their energy to open the gate to become God. So, another side note, I really like Full Metal Alchemist. And absurd, utterly preposterous. The concept is certainly interesting, but even though it's theoretically possible, it's not realistically doable. What a silly idea. This is the kind of thing that ought to stay in the realm of fantasy. Where do you think you are right now, young lady? Oh. Now to look at the cover page, it's just some kind of trashy novel. Do novels nowadays have such pointless background settings in them? By Alison Rivey? Whatever. Alison Rivey wrote this? This is silly. Let's just forget I ever saw this. I managed to completely erase what I just read from my mind. Alright. What's this shield? I attempt to trace back of the craft, but I can't see any signatures. Which means it was made with old blacksmithing techniques, non-craft. Probably a part of her collection. Miss Lahora happens to be a collector of weapons and armor. Judging by its appearance, it's not from Ruxenhide. There are marks of usage in all sorts of places on the shield. Just where does she even find these old things? Weapons and armor forged by traditional blacksmithing are far weaker and duller than ones created via monocraft. There's certainly no stretch to say that these things are virtually unusable on the battlefield. Chances are, this is an antique. She really should hang this up on the wall. She really should hang this up on the wall rather than let it gather dust here. So are those sacks of money? No? Can't click on that. There's a note there I can't click on. Can I move over any? Up, down, side to side. Oh, what's this? Whoa. What's with all these low quality weapons? The sword's blade is chipped in multiple places, and it's obvious that the deuce blange is terribly balanced. These are worthless in a real fight. I attempt to trace back. I don't recognize any of these signatures. There's a note on the barrel. For recording of signatures before disposal. I see, so these are made by students. Then this must be where my tongue is failing me. Then this must be where the academy records the student signatures. That's interesting. So, I'm guessing that each crafter has their own specific signature. And from there, they record it as some form of bureaucratic entanglement to make sure that you don't do anything crazy. That's not bad. But I should not be disinterested by bureaucracy. What's it? Same thing? A cliff flange, a type of axe. Fifth flange? The traceback says that it's Miss Laura's signature. Made by Lahora Ritside, huh? I test the edge with my fingernail. It feels quite smooth. There seems to be a blade guard set in place by the signature, which makes the blade's edge completely round. Instead of such that when Miss Lahora removes the guard using her signature, the blade's cutting edge will return. That's actually kind of interesting. She just stores the axe so haphazardly in a barrel, so I suppose guarding the edge is standard practice. It'd be quite a problem if it fell over. Still, does she even need to leave a weapon like this here? Seeing as she's an Athenian, she could easily make a cisflange at will in an instant, though I suppose it would be tiring. Ah, I see now. Taking a closer look at it, the ornamentation and edge are at best average. This is far too simple for someone like her. In other words, it's a sample set sponge for a later recreation. I suppose having to remake it every time would be a hassle. Okay. What else can I mess with in this office? Oh, I already clicked that. Okay, I'm just kind of here. I knew I had. Why don't I knew I had that thing? What? Why can't I give it back? Well, I guess I couldn't give it back at that time. That's fine. Can I leave? It's kind of pointless just to stay here. No? Let me try calling someone. Nicola, Ritona. What's up? That's fast. Are you already done with your business of cloaks? No, not yet. Turn out I need to kill some time right now. So you got called in, but nothing's happening. That's how it is. So tell me something interesting. Something interesting? I don't know. Let me think of something. Anything. I'm dying of boredom. If I can't hear something funny within the next 10 seconds, I think I'm going to die. Oh, no. That sounds serious. Yeah, I'm in a real pinch right now. Then if you should die after 10 seconds pass, would it be alright if I request an autopsy be done on you? Say what? I believe there are no records from anyone ever dying of boredom, so this could be the discovery of the century. When did you learn to be so mean? Oh, I know. A while ago, I was talking with two of my friends about what kind of food don't go well with eggs. I heard about that from Flora. It's definitely an interesting topic. Ritona, can you think of anything? Eggs don't really have a flavor on their own as is. They could probably be made into anything when prepared right. Does ketchup dressing count? It counts. Vegetable and fruit salads were the first things we thought of, but there's nothing unusual with putting ketchup on those. Then maybe there really isn't anything. Well, that was quick. I don't know. We'll have to keep thinking. I hope that helped you pass the time. Well then, see you later. Bye. Well, that was interesting. She's not back yet, though. I really could have stopped at the bar. And there's nothing else to... Wait, I can click on those. Oh. This lamp is the same one I use at home. Not that it matters at all. What, that's it? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, let's try Flora. Hey, what's up? What's up, Flora? Sup? Wait, don't tell me you're going to greet me like that from now on. Guess where I am? Like, I care. Actually, I'm Miss Lahora's office right now. Oh, good girl, you actually went. Screw you too! Didn't I say I would? I was worried that you end up ditching, considering how you are these days. Get off my back. So, is Miss Lahora there right now? Nope, she isn't. There's something I wanted to ask you about her. Eh? You're asking about her? What brought this on? Because I feel like it. You're a genius, aren't you? You ought to know a lot about the people at Rugs and Hyde, so I'm asking you. I don't really follow. If we're talking about Miss Lahora here, wouldn't you know better than I do? She's like your second teacher after Sirius. I suppose. I've known her since I was a child. But there are still some things I don't know about her. Like... her age? Good point. I hadn't thought about that. She should be the same generation as Miss Millie. Do you think she's in her mid-30s? No, I don't think so. If I had to say, maybe 27, 28? She does look pretty young. That's because she actually is young. So she's right for the picking. Where's this conversation going? Try not talking like a creep, please. Yeah. And she's single too. Isn't that because she doesn't have the time? I have to teach at Cloaks. I have to practice for the triple crafter exam and so on. I see. I figured no men would approach her because she's so straight-laced. What if she likes girls? Maybe. I never thought about it. I suppose it's incredibly rude for us to speculate. It's pretty rare for you to want to know. It's pretty rare for you to want to talk about this stuff. I'm just bored by my lonesome, waiting for her to get here. I thought maybe it'd be fun to spread a mean rumor or two. Don't look at me. Don't look at me if she starts trying to kill you. I was just joking, you know. If I actually did do that, death would be the least of my problems. Still, I can't possibly imagine Miss Lahora getting all touchy-feely with someone. True. Personally, the thought is just disgusting. Now that's a bit much. Isn't she going to take the triple crafter exam? Just the other day, the application form arrived here. Wait, don't tell me you didn't know. I didn't. It's the first time I've heard. Oh dear, this is private information here, so I'm really not supposed to have told you. Gotcha. My lips are sealed. Thanks. Yeah. Alright, so we've run out of things to click on to examine, and where's my map? There it is. Here we go. So she shows up just in time. Kind of, I think. In the next video, we'll be talking to Miss Lahora and figuring out what's going on. I think. I don't know where this game is going from here, but I guess we'll find out together.